gotta take mid here because the mid hero pool is gonna get shrink so much. Valentina's already out, Kimi's already out, Jushi's already out. After the
to work around their drafts.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that this could go wrong. I think that the Brock is a really good, strong first pick. They probably want to get something else alongside it. And Yuzong has been working out extremely well for Lutpi especially, but now they're going to put Sans right on to a Kimi, which I find kind of surprising.
Yeah, I kind of feel like after the performance of a Farsa just now by Stormy,
looking at my drip, looking at your
priority, but now Alter Ego they have an option to take whatever bio jungler that they really want.
Side to side, and I'm killing that.
I feel like you gotta take mid here because the mid hero pool is gonna get shrink so much. Valentina's already out, Kimi's already out, Jushi's already out, and the Eve as well. If you don't pick up a Farsa, probably gonna get banned. I can see a world that Lunox could be considered as well.
Yeah.
Lunox is probably the safest option out of all the different options that they had, while still maintaining some pressure in the mid lane. Not like Kadena, where you can kind of have to give it up, but you're looking for trades. Farsa, alongside with CC,
I like that.
Get locked in. Very nice picks.
Because it's very flexible. It could go gold or EXP.
Yeah, and they're trying to keep it safe for now, not going for any explosive picks just yet, even though we did mention that the Fanny is still open for Alter Ego if they wanted to. Now Onyx goes in for their last pick, or the first phase. Since they already have their mid lane hero, we might be looking at the jungler pickup here for Kyrie.
They don't want to pick up a Gatot before it's too late.
That
Although Gatot has not been picked up at all for the past 3 days.
It hasn't.
2 or 3 days, yeah.
I think it's Gatot Cho.
Oh yeah, Cho.
Just to kind of be a deterrent in case Fanny is even considered. They go for
Oh.
Hilda. Not bad in dangerous grass, but it does mean that they have to take out all the big focal points in the second ban.
Yeah, probably got to ban on something like a Leo Mort, right?
Yeah.
Or they pick up themselves, either
I
way.
think arguably Fanny as well.
Yeah. We did mention that earlier. So far, it might be the jungle pool that really shrinks.
Hilda can do with assassins all day, right? If they can complete the draft very well here, what you want to do is force Yazuki on an assassin for Hilda and Yuzong to wreck shop, and the other 3 picks is something to punish the front line, right? You make it so that Alter Ego cannot play as a team, and you try to win off of individual plays.
I don't think it's a bad idea, but at the same time, at least from Onyx perspective, POV, right? They understand that there are some heroes that we cannot deal with right now if they can force it against us. One of them being the Fanny, which is an extremely good ban. I'm wondering whether they also want to get take away things like Hayabusa, because again, how important is Sans to this composition is my question.
Yeah, at least those, like, you can deny the you can interrupt the farming of the potential assassin pickups that'll come out, but those with a bit too much reach might be a great option to take out. Instead, though, they go for the Leomord ban.
Again, I feel like Leo Mort will have a good time against Hilda, so yeah, good shot.
Yeah.
Now that Harith is gone, are they also going to get rid of Granger, or do they want to lean anywhere else, right? To really kind of open things up for what to expect in the gold lane, because no matter what, Skylar, even if he decides to be like, you know what, I go for a regular marksman, you can end up fighting against CC. Freya can still be picked up by Arfi later down the line if necessary.
Yeah, I was thinking of the Freya as well. Is there any jungler here that you're really worried about? You want to get rid of the Haya? Do you want to get rid of Joy? A Nolan? I kind of feel like with the draft that you have, it almost feels like you want to bait out Kyrie to use any of those assassins.
Yeah.
I feel like Haya might be a little bit difficult to deal with. So they ban out the box? Yeah, interesting.
Wait, do they have an insane comp if AE gets Fredrin Arlet for the last 2 picks, assuming that Onyx doesn't touch it?
Oh.
Honestly, it's not bad. Fredrin Arlet is not bad for Onyx here. It's just that if this Farsight is like Stormy just now, the front line will not have a good time.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
They go for Joy. I thought maybe they could have gone for Fredrin as well and really double down on making sure that Sans
more
is
drops
like
coming in.
really good.
This time for Onyx.
That's a lot of...
Oh, so that's where they were. I was wondering where the Onyx jumps were going.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, gems.
I thought the Indonesian broadcast was having it easy this time, but guess what?
Traffic
all
in Indo, you
goes.
know, you gotta take your time.
No. That's a lot of dive so far, though. That's a Yuzhong and the Joy already for Onyx. So if ever they do go for the Arlot Fredrin, then that's really good potential punish. You could get the final slash, also change or disturb the positioning here.
Or at the very least, just peel the Joy, right? Just keep this Farsa protected.
Yeah, right now for Alter Ego, they can go for many different ways. They pick up the Sora.
Wow.
And now with the Sora as well. one of my most hated picks, 17% win rate.
Was that its first win just yesterday, right? So
It was the first, no, it was 2 days ago in the hands of Detective.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isme daw lang
And
yung last week. Isme
Detective
open
is not with us. I mean, he's still alive, but meaning like,
Yes,
meaning
Miguel.
like he's not,
Oh.
he's not in the top 8.
Meron
You know,
na.
it's just- you know what I mean?
He's been eliminated from the tournament, unfortunately. But man, I don't know. Looking at this draft, I'm not 100% sure whether or not this is going to work because AE had decided instead of a very simple, straightforward
Yeah.
style,
Yeah.
they said, you know what?
Fire
We're willing
Amigo.
to coin flip.
Powering
We're
off.
willing to have a higher ceiling because of these coin flips.
Honestly, this is a very Indonesian draft because what this tells me is you're just gonna brawl. Let's see who fights better.
Because if it were just the first 3 picks, the Farsagaton CC, I would have immediately voted for Alter Ego's draft. But now there are a bit more conditions that you have to tick. Although there are a lot of great hero synergies that can come into play. That's a Guinevere and a Farsa, that's a Sora who could go for a lot of AoE setups. But if they aren't able to pull that off, then Onyx might have an easier time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the rematch of the grand finals of MPL Indonesia. Onyx against Alter Ego. Winning this one makes it a much better time because losing, you're gonna face against Team Liquid.
Welcome.
Going to be real tough here. The laning phase has been such a detriment throughout the entirety of today. I think that has to be today's theme for every single one of these games. Lose lane, lose game.
Yep. Now we're looking at the sides. Right on cue, we'll have to see how this goes for both Lutpi, Nino, Skylar, and Arfi, who are all fighters. There are no marksmen in this game. So I am more,
sense.
but I'm more inclined to believe that we are gonna see all brawls and no easy turret pushes, not unless there is a successful team fight.
Well, let's see, because they were already starting to start these fights by the Lethal Wanderer and Yasuke. No, that was a mistake. You shouldn't have autoed the minions. And that's first blood going over to Skylar.
Again, very Indonesian draft is like, we will fight and who's the slowest will lose.
Yeah, but you gotta look at Onyx. They have so many dashes and ways to chase after you. And Yasuke can only use a spatial migration to get away, but he used it to jump in. So one mistake could cost you so much. And this skill shot hero is not gonna like it when it misses all the time.
I mean, able to get the Purify, but again, I kind of feel like by the time Sans, you know, like in 40 seconds, I don't think any gank will come over to Sans. Yasuke now has to make sure that he keeps up when it comes to the farm. I feel like after this, they might be able to go for that play, but you gotta wait for Hijime to at least get 4.
Let's see whether he's going to get it on time, right? Because now that Yasuke has already given away that first blood, Keyboy, he's making sure that he's marking him, right? Making sure, hey, where are you? Where are you currently at with your levels?
And it was Skylar who actually got first blood. So it makes it easier for the Esmeralda.
Force the flicker. Also, the traction pulse coming in from San. At least two flickers have gotten out of the way. This technically should be a no contest, but I feel like Yasuke, he's not gonna let it go easy unless he sees too much pressure. And Keyboy gets right on top of Nino. The Sundering Strike does barely anything to him. As Yasuke, he's thinking about it. No, Kyrie secures it. Arfi in position, gets right on top of Skylar, even with the curtain call as well. Oh, the whole house in the rupee is thrown at Keyboy. They really did not like him.
At least they got something. We're able to trade even despite losing that objective. And I guess that's what you need to consider if you're Yasuke. When you jump in, it's that you will have other people to help you. And it's not the best time when we saw him trying to think about contesting for the objective. Oh, that's another jump.
Or Traction Pulse also gets pulled in. Yasuke quickly getting out of there. Could not commit any further. Does tech charge as well onto Keyboy, forcing the flicker, and now Sans having to use the hover pack to get away from the feathered airstrike.
That was a solo kill from Kyrie too.
He's doing real well, and they still find him. No, the Violent Requiem, one auto! One auto, and he had the super magic. Quickly, magic comes away. Spatial migrations to close the distance. And yes, we did see that Kyrie was able to find a kill of his own on the opposite side of the map against Nino.
Gideon Brigida, this is the kind of games that observers will show their boss and be like, guys, we work hard, okay? All right? Not every game is a macro fest. Here in Indonesia, it's tough being an observer, okay? You gotta be fast.
I think observers need health insurance at this point.
Yeah. Honestly, at least give them a burger. and more money, but you know,
I don't. We need two cameras for this, honestly.
let's give them a cake.
I don't think if a cake would go well.
They don't like
think-
Indonesians don't like cake.
No, I feel like a cake is messy, and most of the time, like 80% of the cake doesn't get touched
True.
anyway, so it's just a pain. It's an Asian thing, I suppose. But now, as
Fine,
we
we'll
see-
give a banana.
Oh, Yasuke, he finds it. Violet Requiem already good, and straight into it. They give the kill over to Nino. Good initiation. 3 ults were used, however, for this upcoming turtle fight.
Hildas have not been having a good day.
Not a Hilda day, no.
It's
Hilda's sad. I would say since yesterday, Hilda a bit sad.
Hilda very, very sad.
oh,
The stun is good.
Yeah.
Hijime, now with the feathered airstrike, just wants to make sure
Oh.
that Sans is out of the fight. He uses his Purify as well. First item already complete.
yeah. Okay, now Yasuke knows Sans doesn't have the Purify, so it might be a target later on. But Skylar drops first. Wait.
Oh wait, the mighty swing pushes Keyboy back into position here as we see that. Oh, the cloud shift! It's good! Nino finds it! And now the backline. Wow, the tech charge reached all the way into the wall as now we see the electrifying beats. Oh no, Kyrie still unluckily having his dashes up. Thank goodness for temporal rain.
So it's not Yasuke who actually goes for Sans. It's gonna be Nino, who is, I think, the better option too, since you need Yasuke to be here for this turtle take, and that's gonna be an objective for Alter Ego. But the lead somehow, at least, is still manageable for Onyx.
It's nice that the team is managing a 1 kill per minute ratio here so far. I think it will ramp up pretty soon.
Once again, the catch, magic thump right into the Violet Requiem. Yasuke is just not missing a beat. He is not scared to engage no matter the odds.
Yeah.
This is gonna be an easy game for me. I don't feel like I need to talk much.
I don't know. I think right now the big difference, despite Alter Ego being the team that is more decisive, Onyx is the one who has the lead for some reason.
Yeah, and we're seeing how these hero synergies are slowly starting to make sense. Even though, or whoever Yasuke wants to gank, it's gonna be Nino, and there's gonna be really good help from him because they have like multiple ways to set up. If it's gonna be RV on the top lane, oh,
Oh, it doesn't hit, doesn't connect. Skylar still
close.
gets to live, but now Sans and Keyboy just push out Alec and making sure that Hijime doesn't find a better position.
Yep.
Tech charge right into the spatial migration Violet Requiem, forcing out Purifies and flickers all across the board, and Nino will not let these kills slip between his fingers.
should we make a list of the possible combos that you could see from Alter Ego? Because I forgot to take into account the Grok and the Guinevere.
Yes,
Oh,
it
no.
does. There's so many knockups on the side of Alter Ego. And I think now we're realizing that their composition has more synergy than we initially thought.
Yeah. No, this is kind of like a party. Oh,
I mean, look at the party. It's not going too well for Skylar now. On an Esme, nonetheless.
okay, if I can continue. It's like a party. Someone jumps in, brings the music. Everyone stands up and jump and jump and jump and jump. And then they just get wasted.
It's like a man walks in and starts playing the Fetty Wap. Everybody gets in on it.
Yeah. It's kind of like, oh, hold on, for the S, right?
Yeah, it gets canceled out early on, and Lupi is getting involved! A petrified, furious dive to end Hijime's life as Skylar maintains pressure on the top side, and now the falling star who doesn't connect, and Kyrie has to back away.
Really good entry from Lutpi there. So now the Farsa has a death. But then, Black Dragon form?
He doesn't have Petrify. It's a little scary, and Sans still has 8 seconds left before getting back. Yasuke easily going to be able to take this turtle away now, and Lukpi making sure that Yasuke might pay the price. The backline, however, is going down as Keyboy's already dead, and Lukpi is all by himself. The feathered airstrike now out. Hijime gets his revenge.
Oh my goodness! Now there's another attempt to take out Kyrie, and Kyrie, he seemed to be in the perfect position to try and contest. But Alec, he made sure that there weren't any opportunities available for him. That was a wild charge dedicated to just deny Kyrie. Zuke!
You don't forget to drink water. Okay, you can take the time now. But yeah, Alter Ego 1.9, 2,000 ahead at this point. The damage is mostly coming in from Nino here. Hijime does not have a free time to attack people, but once the ult is there,
Yeah.
Onik will know. Onik will know when he has the
Dapat
feather.
udah
Yeah,
ya udah
that's
domi
sad.
ya
Are
udah
He doesn't keep it a secret.
kuloy.
RP2 has the Sea Halberd already, so like that answers more problems.
I mean, it should. Here we go. The traction pulse once again as Keyboy is looking to peel the rest of the team. Skylar doing some good work at slowing down the front line as Yasuke, Alec, and Arfi are forced to back off. Sans must keep control over the mid because where exactly is Nino?
Yeah.
Bot.
Oh, they're flying towards Kyrie.
They want him bad, and Hujime realizes he can't keep up with that type of pace.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the Indonesian experience so far. Fight
I
over
am.
fight over fight. You know, drums.
Yeah. My eyes are getting exercised. I gotta
Your
pay.
eyes
Yeah.
is getting exercised.
Yeah, I
That's
got-
interesting.
Yeah, I gotta pay attention to the minimap.
Yeah.
It's not easy having one eye on the minimap and the other eye looking
How
at the player
strong
hands.
can your eye?
I don't know. It's weak. I'm wearing contacts.
You
Oh,
give
yeah,
the
that's
loot the
true.
pool
I'm
that
wearing
uy
glasses
gandaan
here
bos
as well.
ya.
We need stronger eyes.
We all need stronger eyes. But I think it's mainly because of Nino that you really have to pay attention to the minimap. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's not just an EXP laner who gets to dive on the backlines or tries to set up for team fights. He's an EXP laner who can actually go for pickups himself.
So it's kind of like innocent, half EXP, half gold.
When he's on the Sora, then yes.
Yes. It's the only way to actually put it. But now Alec is kind of out of position here, but no one to really punch him because Sans is just too busy trying to clear up that wave against Hijime. Now Kiboy and Lupe are thinking about it, and Sans might be in some trouble. Hasn't used the hover jets just yet. He's thinking about it, but Nino looking for the flank as Skylar gets on top of Hijime with the help of the falling star moon. Still has his purify as they back off. The tier 2 might end up collapsing if they keep taking this fight as Kyrie has been farming the entire top side. Another feathered airstrike to no avail and another falling star moon from Skylar.
Okay, they're not gonna go and commit to Skylar. They have not enough information just yet, but that's a lot of damage from RP you're seeing. Yasuke and Nino already positioned themselves here in the Lord, but Lutpi with the Black Dragon form will make you a bit more hesitant to start things up.
Yeah, I gotta say, right now, Hijime has to make sure that whenever he does use his ult, someone gets taken down. Because I kind of feel like it's just zoning them away, but I feel like the timing of the zone isn't the best.
Oh, tech charge being thrown out here. Even the mighty swing not to the right angle, but Sans is still getting hit by the curtain call as they commit as RP flickers forward, ends up dying, and Lutpi saves a life with his petrify.
I mean, again, everyone is looking for those individual plays, but you have friends. Open up to your friends and tell them, I need help.
Yeah,
I want to kill this guy.
that felt a bit
join
too
me.
forced.
That felt very real in game. But now Lupi is looking for opportunities to actually use the Black Dragon form, but they're not being given to him. Alter Ego has been dancing back and forth, and Nino having to use the Cloud Shift pretty early on here in Lightning form. Forced to use the ult very early on as the Black Dragon form loses 50% of his HP, but Kyrie secures a Lord, a no contest so late into the game.
Yeah, even though Alter Ego were the ones holding the Lord Pit for so long, it just took one decision from Arfi to force a kill onto Sans for Onyx ID to be able to secure that objective. And again, Onyx ID 2, before they actually committed to that, have been doing a really good job at making sure the opposite side was under control. So Arfi or even Nino had to pay attention to that too and not just constantly stand around the Lord Pit.
Yeah, we can see here that Alec already changed the boots now using the conceal. So maybe we'll go for a play after this because Alter Ego, just like Eden said, this is kind of a wombo combo kind of draft. And for a wombo combo to happen, you kind of have to attack together. By the way, the Lord is down bot. Maybe they need to stop that.
Yeah, I mean, they were like posturing for a very long time. I mean, these T2s were going to get broken at some point anyway, so you might as well let it go. But the inhibitor turrets is where you might actually need to put a lot more emphasis. If you look at the top side, the Violent Requiem does connect, and Arfi able to keep up Kyrie out of the picture. Cloud Shift already done. Sundering Strike with a Feathered Airstrike as well to lock Lutpi in place. He's got no Furious, not no way to channel it.
Don't you just love dying slowly like that?
He had the Black Dragon form though, but even if he did use that, the time would be enough for Alter Ego to already burst him down. So there was just no escaping that situation. But again, Alter Ego, despite the sacrifice on the tier 2 down bottom, actually were able to kill Kyrie. So I think that was a choice they consciously made.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the build that Nino is actually going for, opting for this time round. Wait, hold on. Feathered Airstrike going to be used to siege their opponents down. And mid-tier 1 will fall into the hands of Alter Ego Esports, and they're looking to greed out for a little bit more. Cloud Shift, the pull, only one, and Skylar doesn't mind. Keyboy looking for an opportunity to get into the back, but with the purple buff already stolen, Alter Ego make their escape.
Could have been 2 if Sans didn't have the Purify, but luckily he did, and Alter Ego did not force the fight anymore. So far, it's looking really good despite Onyx being the ones to secure that most recent Lord.
I gotta say, despite the KDA, I kind of feel like Sans is doing quite good in the sense that people keep trying to get onto him. He's trying his very best to deny a kill over to Alter Ego, either to make sure that he himself survives or his team survives.
Oh, he pulls Skylar in, Feathered Airstrike right on top of him as well, forcing him to Purify out, doesn't have the Frostmoon shield to keep himself alive. Another pick goes to Alter Ego.
He just used the clouds to bring him back in, even though the barrier looked like it wasn't in the best position.
Yeah, the shifting skies, man. It's a very, very, very strong ult. Really looks like Muntan wants to give this hero a skin. And everyone's waiting for that one.
Dude, that skin would be so king, dude. That'd be so king. But you know what, never mind.
I mean, like, everyone's been waiting for 1,000 episodes at this point.
And now we see the next upcoming fight about to begin. Nino looking for an opportunity. He's gotten pretty deep into enemy lines, and Alec opens up the tri-brush, which is perfect. However, Kyrie is waiting in the back, and now, wait, the Conjugate's already gone. Keyboy flickers out of there. Kyrie, he has an opportunity to get back in there, and now the Black Iron Dragon form is coming out as Arfi takes down Keyboy. They're looking for Arfi next, and the Feather Airstrike can only do so much. He gets hands up and Petrify. Hijime melts under Lupni's pressure as Yasuke focuses on the Lord. They focused on the fight, and Onyx caught what they were looking for. As Nino gets back in, Scans, he's dead. Solo killed. Nino still has his ult as he guns down Lutfi as well. Skylar trying to peel him up as Kyrie comes in with the electrifying beats. Mighty swing from Alec might be the only saving grace in Yasuke. Knocks them up. Beautiful play coming in for the side of Alter Ego as they chase down Skylar.
Skylar tanky enough to sustain the damage that's being thrown at him, and that will not connect anymore. They might not force this, but I don't know where to start. That team fight took a bit too long, and I think it's great that we were able to talk about Skylar first, because I feel like Skylar, the moment he started paying a bit too much attention to the backlines of Alter Ego Esports, Nino and the others just had a free pass.
The only thing I can say, Gideon, Brigida, we had to wait for a while. But now teams have figured out how to use the Sora.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, I can set up for my team, but I kind of have damage.
I recall now, the flicker being forced out of Keyboy, I think, is where things started to get a bit difficult for Onyx ID. And he still doesn't have it, by the way.
Yep. Right now they're playing the War of Attrition. Inhibitors are starting to fall. Mid inhibitors still hold strong as the top side breaks on the long lane. And with 93 more seconds, Alter Ego has set up for the next impacting Lord. But with the second wave, I don't know if they're going to get more from this. Onyx ID refused to find another window of opportunity until that Lord spawns.
I gotta say, the game chair has been loopy, but everyone else, I don't really see much here.
Oh, Traction Pulse on towards Alec. Kind of interesting, but now they jump straight on towards Keyboy's side. No, the Feather Airstrike is gone, and the Black Dragon form has been called as well. Keyboy loses his immortality, tries to flicker out of there, gets out in the nick of time.
I don't want to use Hilda after this anymore. Such a bad day for Keyboy.
Oh, the Purify saves Sans alive, the Mighty Swing, as well as the Tech Charge find no value as Kyrie gets into the middle of the fight. The Cloud Shift pushes him forward, dashes out of the way, gets stunned. Hijime is landing everything. His heat-seeking missiles cannot be avoided. Flickers forward for more. The Traction Pulse comes onto his Yasuke, goes right into the form of the winter crowd. But the backline dies. Keyboy finally finds Hijime, and now it's all up to Lutfi. Once again, Nino has this all as they brawl it out in front of the crystal, and Lutfi finally using his Petrify, but it's too late. That's GG, well played. Alter Ego Esports take game one.
I gotta say, after this game, I'm honestly considering giving it to Yasuke, the MVP, because he actually made a Guinevere work. But again, it's more about the team, right? the Guinevere is not a solo carry kind of jungler. It really depends on your team. And in a way, depends on your opponents. If your opponents always wants to fight, damn, does the Guinevere look good.
Yeah, because on paper, I think initially I would consider Nino, because even in that last clash, remind ourselves of how many times he was able to cast his ultimate. This is why Innocent's been saying just keep spamming your ultimate on the Sora. Because you saw how many times he was able to just set up using the clouds or just assassinate everyone with the lightning form. And that was non-stop pressure for Onyx. So it was really difficult for them to try and defend that siege. And mind you, it's not like they had a Lord with them or anything. It was just them staying in the base for so long that Gideon was play-by-playing for how many minutes straight?
Look,
70% of the game.
Look, I love the way AE plays because it's not about, we're not thinking about this fight, we're thinking about goals, we're thinking about opportunities and the resources to make this quote-unquote aggression work. And I love it so much. I just hate being play-by-play when it happens.
You know what I like? Faces. So I was looking at faces just now, and Nino is all smiles in the crowd, but actually after the game, he looked very serious talking to his team. So I really feel like Nino saw some mistakes coming in from the team, saying that they were not very clean, and make sure to really lock in. Because again, they got one game off of Onyx back in the grand finals, but that's all that they got. And I'm pretty sure Nino is making sure that his team doesn't get overexcited, doesn't get overheated and say that, guys, it's not over. We need one more to make sure that we can actually make Onyx fight against CL.
And I wonder how Onyx is feeling right now
smiling.
after that. Yeah, they were smiling, but then at the same time, you can't help but think about the pressure that they're probably going through. That's a thumbs up from Nino after that performance. But yeah, nothing Onyx could not completely recover from, because even draft-wise, we were so firm on the idea that they had the much easier draft to execute, but maybe it kind of bit them in the back, because Alter Ego knew exactly how they were going to play this draft. They knew where to expect Keyboy to come from. They knew where to expect or how to deal with the Kimi, how to constantly force out the Purifies from Sans. And it's such a bad day for Hilda.
I gotta say, that was not really MLBB, that was more Muay Thai.
Yeah, there's a lot of elbows and kicks being thrown out there. Vicious ones as well.
Art of the 8 limbs.
Honestly, when you're throwing out so much at Keyboy specifically, like what, 3 ults just to get the pick? That's too much.
Well, we got to be looking at the MVP here. And Brigitte, I can calm you down a little bit because you can still use the Hilda because you're not going up against SRG, Alter Ego, TL, Aurora. Yeah.
Hey.
So you can use the Hilda because I feel like only against them will you really suffer. But at the same time, if you're fighting against them, you can pick whatever. Will kind of be the same thing. By the way, our MVP is Nino, brought to us by Realme, the official gaming phone, 7, 1, and 11.
Yeah, of course he's gonna remind me that I'm not a pro player.
Hey, neither am I. Neither is Gideon.
Okay, none of us are. But yeah, we were gonna take a quick look at the highlights of this game, which are starting immediately with some of the MVP highlights that we get from Nino. And I think I'd really want to pay attention to where he decides to enter the fights, because he always comes in from the most unexpected angles. This was the one time RP did the same. He approached from the back lines and it was well worth it. They were able to finish off the kill onto Keyboy, and could have been worse if only AE were not able to get the Lord in that situation, in that scenario, but they were able to do so. So even this prolonged chase that Skylar actually did not benefit Onyx in the long run, because it just allowed for the more important heroes, for Nino, the MVP, to actually go for the key players of Onyx who were still left in the backlines. And Skylar was a bit too separated from everyone else, but what could you expect him to do? At that point, he's the only guy capable of going for the chase. Keyboy's been shut down. Skylar's like one of the remaining hopes for Onyx to finish off kills and get a bit more gold for the team, because even Kyrie wasn't present there anymore, but Alter Ego, that was too much already.
I kind of feel like Sora right now, teams have figured out how to use the Thunder form as well. And they understand how to use the double dash. I kind of feel like that's the most important thing. thing because when you say they come in from weird angles, because we always expect the EXP laner, even when they have a lot of dashes, say a Benedetta, somehow the kits that they have make the engagements feel linear. But going up against Sora, it kind of feels like a lot of curving is actually going on. So it does make it so that they're able to engage in areas where you're really not prepared for.
Yeah, and I think, the beauty of Sora really comes down to when you find those narrow choke points, right? I
Yeah.
think that's the easiest time for you to take full advantage of that, like, lightning form in a 1v1 scenario, and then build up into the team fight when you have when you have enough stacks to actually unleash the ult for free. I think that's why Sora is looking so good right now, because in a 1v1 scenario, you're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, and in that scenario, it's not like Nino had a single job. It's like he's too free to do anything he wants because there are other people to synergize with Yasuke if he wanted to.
I love using heroes with no mana, but now we gotta talk to Adi and Zephyr about their history.
Hey everyone, it's Turnip here alongside with Alyssa as we are going to be doing this interview together. Right now we have Coach Zephyr as well as Coach Adi. Now we're curious, right, to get to know you guys a little bit better because we've heard that you have been teammates at some point and you've known each other for a very long time. With this knowledge, does this mean that you know mostly what Coach Adi will be drafting later on?
Sebenarnya
Iya,
kan udah
cekan,
lama juga
boy,
ya
so.
gak ketemu. Mungkin ada, mungkin enggak. Jadi tanya aja nih orangnya, ada gak lu? Oh gak ada katanya. Jadi ya logikanya sih harusnya ada sih.
So, Coach Zephyr said that he's not really sure, but I guess he was also asking Adi, do you have something else in store for us? And he's like, maybe there is, maybe there's not. So, okay, we're not really sure what's going on here.
And maybe from Adi himself, Shepard is known as a coach with a very deep pocket of strategies at this point. Can you still read some of Shepard's strategies?
Oh ini kayaknya enggak deh. Kayak ini di internasional terlalu strong. Buktinya mulus lolos ya 3-0. Jadi ya kayaknya susah nih bacanya nih kayak ini nih. Susah.
Okay, he thinks that maybe it's harder to read the strategies, especially in the international stage, as we can see Alter Ego himself beating with 3-0 on the Swiss stage, Eterna.
So a lot of surprises has been happening as well. And one of the surprises that we actually felt was Rora being able to beat TLPH. Now, Coach Zephyr, we're wondering, do you think that you could make a similar upset against Onyx? Because I think a lot of people are thinking that Onyx will be the winner of this match.
Actually, I'm not sure. Kok jangan jadi bahasa Inggris. Kayaknya nggak tahu sih. Ya semoga aja ya.